Hello, welcome to Maximum Power. I'm Paul. Today I'm going to be doing another magazine video, but I'm not going to be covering the Super Nintendo or console stuff today. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Now, first of all, before I do talk about the main part of this video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's downloaded part 1 of our Maximum Power Up top 50 games of all time, voted by us and you guys, the listeners. As said in previous videos, we did get absolutely loads of different votes for different games and everything like that. So to go down from about 450 games down to 50, it was quite surprising because some good games may not have made the list, but still 25 to announce. Now, we were hoping to put out part 2 towards the end of this month, but the month's almost over. It's absolutely flown by. We've all just been busy with, all sorts, and also just recording part 2. So what we're going to do is just push it back a little bit to early July, mainly because as well part 1 was a lot longer than even I'd noticed. I think because when we put that episode together, how it was recorded was myself and all the rest of the team as well. We're recording their parts with other different hosts and everything, and just again massive thanks to Phil for putting all the music in and everything like that. Before you knew it, it was almost a 4-hour episode, which is roughly what we put out for 2 episodes over a usual month. So we want to make this a big thing. I mean, we did think, well, do we put out another shorter episode to talk about something else? But no, we want to keep those episode 50 part 1 and part 2 next to each other. So not too long to wait, because I'm recording this on the 22nd. So yeah, lots of great stuff to come, and it'll be interesting to see what you guys think of, the final 50 when you've got both parts as well. And then no doubt we'll have a bit of a chat, everyone here or on the show, about some of the games that may not have made the list. But anyway, not really been up to buying anything at all, just a couple of Nintendo magazine system magazines. The latest ones to my collection. Now, they will be featuring in a future video when I compare the NMS reviews and Superplay reviews. But what I want to talk about today is, I want to have a look at some home computer stuff. Now, I'm going back to one of the early magazines that I bought. As I said so many times, my first computer was the Atari ST, and my favourite magazine as a kid, you had ST Action, and you also had Games X, which again I featured on here before. But the big selling point for me, even though the whole piracy thing was made getting games a lot easier, shall we say, I still enjoyed, cover discs, and that's something that, I've discussed on podcasts in the past. But what I'm having a look at is a games mag, which did have cover discs. Now, first of all, I'm going to have a look at this, only for a brief second, really, brief minute. This is issue, -1 of Zero magazine. Now, Zero magazine was multiformat, so you've got ST, Amiga, PC, and consoles. This issue 1, I'm just going to have a quick look. So November 1990, I think it might be 89 actually. It didn't really last that long. It only lasted, November 1989. So just about to go into the 90s. So obviously a little bit of console coverage, but not too much. Now, let's have a quick look. See, issue 0 is not the type of thing you can see. I don't even know what it came free with, which magazine. You can't really see that, the paper's a bit thin there. But you've got a little bit of news. I'm not going to concentrate on this too much because the magazine didn't actually look like this time issue 1 came out. That's the thing with these sort of preview issues. Some of the ways games were reviewed, or the page layouts, they did change a little bit. I know Games X, the weekly magazine that only lasted a year. Their preview issue and issue 1 did sort of go through a few changes. I will do a video for that down the line. But anyway, playing in the background is Batman on the Amiga, and that takes us to, obviously, the cover there. We've got Batman the movie, which I'm sure a lot of you have played it. Absolutely fantastic game, 8-bit versions as well as a 16-bit. So I'm not really going to have a proper look at it. I've just got to mention it. Big review there for Xenon 2. What did we actually give it? Oh no, it's just a preview, sorry. Oh, it is a review, but there's no actual rating in front of it. Hang on, release information. Oh, here we go. Rated the ST version and the Amiga version there. Xenon 2, still an absolute fantastic game, fantastic soundtrack, and just a good shoot 'em up, you know. But anyway, what I'm going to do is this, have a quick look at just a couple of issues of Zero. Now, as said, with Zero, you have cover discs, which is obviously a big selling point, and Zero wasn't a bad magazine, decent multiformat magazine. The writing was really well done, a lot of humour to it as well. I know you got humour in things like Amiga Power, you know, a few years on, but Zero had some really, really well-known writers that have featured, you know, for another lot of well-loved magazines. Matt Bealby, Jonathan Davis, obviously going on to, you know, like launch so many magazines and obviously work on Super Play. But for me, it's obviously cover disc is what grabs you. Now, we have got issue 1 here in bloody good condition, and you've got 3 discs on the cover. Well, not anymore. It would have come with a 3 disc on the cover. And this game with 2 games worth £40. Again, you've got a dual spread there for Batman the movie. Again, I can't sum up enough how, you know, big this game was, because it got the Sinclair User Classic, it got a CBG hit, it got the Zap Gold Medal, it got a Crash Smash, and it got a Your Sinclair Mega Game. It doesn't really have the same ring, that. But anyway, so looking at Zero issue 1, this is done by Dennis Publishing. Now, I'm pretty sure that Dennis Publishing is still to do with the website Den of Geek, which is, you know, like all your TV and film type news and features. So with Zero, you've got quite a lot in it. You know, it's quite a thick magazine, and it's not really that kiddie-ish either. This is what I just want to have a quick look at. Just trying to get to one page where, see, some of these games we've talked about on the podcast recently, because around this time, you know, late 89, 90, 91, I had massive love of the ST, still have now all these years on, but you had obviously the massive booming point-and-click adventure games, and so you got a preview here of Future Wars. I know that's got a lot of fans, that game, definitely. Just a little bit of news there. And then we have got, now, I remember playing this, it's Moonwalker, but on the home computers. Now, I've played the arcade version, played the Mega Drive version. I can't recall playing the arcade, it's not arcade, you know, the home computer versions at all. Next start, you had a bit of news there for Untouchables, a great game. You do get a bit of console love in here, as said. You've got Sega Master System advert there. You know, the whole "do me a favour, plug me into a Sega," the well-known tagline from back then. Now, what is it that I'm going for? So, let's have a quick look at these 3 games worth £40. So, it's on one disc. We have got a game called Recoil on the ST. Never ever played it. And a game called Merv the Merciless on the Amiga. Around this time, it was still the ST that was leading the way out of the 2 computers. The Amiga obviously was going to start picking up, you know, popularity, but the ST, you know, a lot of people still owned an ST. They'd not made that jump from the ST to the Amiga. But this is what I was saying before about all the different writers. So if we have a look here, there's quite a few well-known names. So just zooming up there, we've got Jonathan Davis, and then we've got Sean Kelly. Doesn't ring a bell with me personally. Then we've got Duncan MacDonald. I know that he was quite well known. And then Dave McCandless, again well known on a lot of Games Master shows as well. Marcus Bergman and Matt Bealby. Matt Bealby down here obviously went on to like launch so many magazines. It's like a who's who of magazine launches. I'm just going to whiz through a couple of little bits here because it's just more right. Here we go. We've got I thought it was a bit of console stuff there. Now this is based on an arcade game, one that I've mentioned I think once or twice. Dynamite Ducks, not a bad game. I remember playing this on my ST, done by Sega. Don't know if there's any fans of this game. Bit of a skull and beat 'em up, you know, just as choosing either the blue or red duck and just I think you're trying to rescue your girlfriend or something like that. It's a bit weird. Then what else have we got? But yeah, here we go. A little bit of a console section because around this time, anyone who listened to the Jazz Rignall episode is obviously aware of Mean Machines and the rise of the consoles. So, of course, they're going to want a little bit of console coverage. Now, they don't really tend to do too much because the 16 bits weren't really doing anything. Well, the Mega Drive was coming onto the scene, so it's a lot of NES and Master System talk. And there you got the Atari Lynx as well. Just going on a little bit longer. Oh, and you've also got, hang on, is it by, I'm losing my track there. PC Engine, there we go. PC Engine review. We've got Gunhead, 91%. Obviously, PC Engine is not something I've ever owned, but I know it's like, you know, a much loved piece of kit by a lot of people. And then you got Vigilante. Now, I've only had this on my ST. So the idea is spending 30 quid on it because Vigilante is not a great game, although I used to enjoy it a bit on arcade. Yeah, it just seems very expensive. And then we've got, oh look at this, it's the Ultimate Gamer's Chair. There we go. I don't know if anyone ever had anything like this. I didn't. I wouldn't have had the room. I just basically sat in my bed and played games, you know, so quite different there. So I'm just going to quickly move on to another quick issue. See, altogether there were 36 issues of Zero. Now, by the time you get to issue 32, it decided to change its style. Oh, there's a bit of damage to the cover there, but I do remember buying this one. But then, what have we got? Because I loved all these, you know, as a kid, like, oh, Newsy, someone's nicked my disc. I just remember this issue quite well because, this isn't thing, some fairly decent games, well, in my opinion, from Ocean there. So what have we got? Sliced by Secret Agent, Shadow Warriors, Midnight Resistance, and some football game. Hang on, what is it? Championship Football. Not actually played that one. Wasn't really into football at all back then. So just have a quick look to see what was actually on the disc on this one. That was it. Because I remember seeing another demo on ST Action. So you've got a couple of demos here. You've got one called Wicked, and you've also got one called Time Machine. Now, Time Machine I've not played since I was a kid. I don't remember much about it, but I know there's a ROM of it on the Xbox there, so it may be worth, you know, trying out, see if it actually is any good. You've got a massive feature here on Robocop 2. Now, Robocop 1 by Ocean was amazing. Robocop 2, it's alright, but not quite as good. Never actually got into the Robocop 3. I think the old graphical style just sort of put me off. What have we got here? Another 2 pages on Robocop 2. See, it really was a very popular game, you know, because obviously Robocop was like absolutely huge. Just having a quick look here, see if there's anything else to quickly jumping out. A bit more point and click action, as said. We were very popular back then. Operation Stealth. Now, me and Julian on our point and click episode, I can't remember if we did actually mention it, but we're giving it 92%. One of the ones that I do remember, and I can't remember if I've got that issue off the top of my head, was the one with Crusader Corpse on the cover. I've just done quite a lot there. Yeah, already about this is issue 11, the console coverage had shrunk quite a lot. I think they were starting to realise that, listen, there's other magazines that do all this console coverage, let's concentrate on the home computers, the 16-bit home computers anyway. What have we got here? The price of a magazine, obviously, depending if it had a disc, that was going to make it more expensive. So there we are, 1 year old, £2.70 on the cover of it. Swiv, great game. And then we've got a bit of scoop here of Gods, another fantastic game. One that I really do still like. Let's have a quick look. Feature here on Renegade software. Oh, sorry, just knocked the camera there. Renegade software, obviously very well known back then. What else have we got? See, again, just the fact that a bit of news there on Gods. It's just, back then there were so many great games coming out and so many great ideas, because obviously there's still like a lot of originality. The ST and the Amiga were still really, really popular. Games were coming out on both formats, which was obviously great for me, because back then I had my ST. Oh, here we go. Review for Secret of Monkey Island. So, Monkey Island there, they've given it 84%. That's stupidly low. Okay. And I don't know if anyone remembers this. Things like this. The walkthrough for Last Ninja 2. Now, Last Ninja 2 is absolutely solid. But these were the sort of walkthroughs that we got back then. You had a bit of a map there. And then you had to, the other page telling you what to do. What was in each room. So obviously things have changed quite a lot now with YouTube videos and stuff like that. But back then, that's what you actually needed to, wait for to actually get through some of these games. Because some of them, like, if it was a point-and-click game or something like that, it was absolutely solid. Now, another one I just did remember quite a lot, and again, it's been mentioned on the show, was this one, the Viz issue of Zero. Now, again, came with a demo of Viz. If anyone's ever played it, you're choosing one of the three main characters. So you got Johnny Fartpants, Buster Gonad. I can't remember who else is on there, but you're just doing challenges like win the race of Buster Gonad bouncing on his balls basically, and Johnny Fartpants waggling your joystick to make him fart more. Quite childish, but come on, it's Viz. What do you expect? But yeah, that's it. So have a quick look, just a couple more quick things. So we just spied one here that I do want to have a quick look at if I can find it. Like I say, usually I will try and put a marker in. Being a bit underprepared with this one, I'll be brutally honest there. And it's there we go. It's a game that I absolutely loved. It's only a preview of it. Don't know if anyone played it. A game called Hunter. Now, this game was massive. So, as you can see, the graphics, were pretty good for the time. Sort of like all 3D-esque. And you're on like a desert island, loads of vehicles to drive, missions to carry out, and it's like assassinate certain people. It was just like really, really good. Oh, I have actually got the Crusader Corpse one. Again, big fan of this game. And yeah, anyone who's not played Crusader Corpse and is into point-and-click adventures, well worth having a look at. Now, I'm not really going to go through any more magazines because I've got more of these that I thought than what I thought I had. So out of 36 issues. I think I've probably got about 14, 15 of them. Simant, that cover just creeps me out. Simant, I just cannot get my head around at all. You know, of so many like sim spin-off games. Oh, here we go. There's a advert there for it by Ocean, and this was the last issue that I had there. Issue 31. Now, you can obviously go on to what's it called, the Amiga magazine rack, and check out like a lot of these Zero issues in full now, which is always really good. And you'll actually see the layout of the later Zero issues, but I think it was only 3 or 4 when it went through a massive redesign, and it just dropped nearly all the computer stuff. I think it still covered a little bit of you know, home computers, but a lot more was you know, the consoles, and it had just got on for more of a kiddie side of comic feel. I know one issue had like a free tub of slime on it, you know, so it's like, really, I'm used to cover discs and now I'm just getting a tub of slime. It really did lose its way, but obviously it didn't last that much longer. You know, it had gone by 1992. Like, you know, around that time so many magazines disappeared, as said before. Anyway, that's all for me. Obviously I could have gone through 20 odd issues of Zero, you know, filming it, whatever. We'll do a bit more talk on you know, actual computer stuff. I want to have a look through my Commodore 64 collection soon as well, you know, get a few views on that, and opinions of, you know, do you agree with the games that I've bought and stuff, because I know that I've covered my SNES stuff quite a lot. Anyway, that's all for me. Again, keep your ears and eyes peeled for when, you know, we start promoting the show. The next show, I should say. We have got NERG coming up. I'm not going to be there. That's held up in Gateshead. Phil is going to be there. It's on his doorstep, and it's an absolutely fantastic event. And we are going to be holding a Windjammers competition on that one. And friend of the show, Sean, and well, I'm Vic from 10pence Arcade. They're there, and yeah, if you've never been to NERG, can't recommend it enough. I've been for the last 2 years and absolutely loved it. But I will be over at Play Blackpool, which is coming up in about 3 weeks, that's all. So that's going to be here quite soon as well. And then, you know, before you know it, you've got like another video games market over in Doncaster in August. And then you've got like Play Manchester over in October. So a lot to come, definitely. Okay. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.